Welcome back. Well, in the United States, perhaps the first true federal holiday is Independence Day, marking the freedom of the country's colonies. But the country's newest federal holiday marks the day that the final enslaved people learned that they were freed. In this week's Amazing America 250, we hear from Oregonians about what makes the annual celebration so meaningful.
Fireworks burst through the sky on July 4th, 1777, marking the United States' first official Independence Day celebration. It was a year after the Declaration of Independence was signed and 13 American colonies declared independence from Great Britain.
I got an opportunity to go to Philadelphia and, see where they signed the Declaration of Independence, and I went and drank a beer at where, Benjamin Franklin drank a beer and ate his food. Got to, see the Liberty Bell, and I'm feeling just this overwhelming excitement about being a patriotic American.
A closer look at some of the literature around town stopped Hawkins in his revelry.
And as I went through it, got to a point where I read that George Washington, happy about the victory and being able to win and celebrating his independence with his slaves. And you're celebrating your freedom with your slaves, and it was something that I couldn't grab a hold of.
The transatlantic slave trade lasted more than 400 years, with the first slaves brought from Africa to North America in the early 1600s. More than 200 years later, the Emancipation Proclamation declared slaves free in 1863. On paper, slaves were free, but it took Union soldiers coming to Galveston, Texas to enforce freedom for the last of the slaves on June 19, 1865, a day now known as Juneteenth.
Some call it Emancipation Day, some call it Freedom Day. It is all of that to finally feel free and to really experience freedom. I can only imagine what our ancestors were going through and feeling in that moment, something that I'm sure many had prayed for, many of their relatives had died for.
Joyce Stringer's Black Youth Inc., with the help of grant funds from the City of Eugene's Cultural Services, has brought its Juneteenth celebration to the Farmers Market Pavilion downtown for 3 years.
Eugene's values as a community, I think, embraces diversity and embraces the process of scrutinizing dark episodes of our own history.
As long as we continue to talk about it, we continue to honor history, it is a true method to prevent us from going back to what it used to be and many of the policies and processes and culture and mindset that existed at that time.
Hawkins says that applies particularly in Oregon. Though slavery ended in 1843 in the territory, in 1844 blacks were banned from living in Oregon. And it wasn't until 1926 that it became legal for black people to live in Oregon.
This happened to African Americans, but this is an American historical thing that happened. It's an important piece. It's a move from us saying that we are a country that accepts slavery to a country that says everyone is free here. In the time that we are right now, where everything is just so tense, it's a reminder that, let's go celebrate what we really want to be.
The Rhythm and Resilience celebration, bringing dance and song to the city, will make its 7th appearance in Eugene for Juneteenth, with organizers aware of the painful past, but emphasizing Black joy.
What tends to happen is that the same narrative gets played over and over. The struggle portion of it, the treacherous history, and I think what we really try to do is honor the fact that through all of the history and through all the things that have happened to our people, we rise, we find joy, we celebrate, we sing, we dance, we eat, we gather.
For visibility, just in this area, like feeling seen and feeling like there is a community of people around us to have that joy to celebrate with.
It's a way for us to see how Black people in particular have been emancipated from a lot of different things culturally in the United States.
And a way to unify.
Union soldiers that went in to free those slaves, they weren't all Black. It takes the collective overall to say, we said this is a free nation, so we're going to treat each other like a free nation.
Well, if you'd like to attend one of those Juneteenth events coming up on Friday, we've got plenty of details on some of the possibilities. Juneteenth gathering taking place at the Farmers Market Pavilion from 3 until 8 p.m. That'll be tomorrow, including more than 40 businesses and vendors, as well as an elder space and a kids zone. Meanwhile, Rhythm and Resilience, they'll be getting going at noon and running until 6 p.m. That'll be at the downtown Riverfront Park, of course, in Eugene. That'll include live dance and music performances and line dancing, both events for all ages and free to the public.